Well, hello there. Sarge and I would like to welcome you to our Mother's Day shave. This is for all you mothers out there. You know who you are.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, hello again. I've already prepped my face with Village Barber shaving oil. My razor today is going to be this Hoffritz Slant razor. It's very aggressive, so I've got to be careful, but I do have about 2.5 days worth of growth. My blade on its third use will be one of these Astra green blades, the superior stainless blade. And my soap is going to be this Hoffman's Liquorice Delight. And it comes in a bar form. I took a, a cheese grater, and I actually grated some of the soap into the Captain's Choice, the lighter of their 2 copper shaving bowls. My brush is going to be this Wilkinson Sword boar brush, and try to get a lather started on my face. I hope you're all doing well out there. I remember this being kind of a light lather that could dissipate. So next time I shave with this soap, unlike this time and the other times, I may, or even later in this shave, I may just try lathering straight from the soap bar or rubbing the soap bar on my face. But anyway, I'll try to get lathered here for a first pass. Nice scent on this soap, somewhere between mild and standard in scent strength. Maybe about a 3 or 4 out of 10. Yeah, that's a very light lather there. So I might do something different for the second pass, but it seems to me that the first time I used this soap, and I grated it the same way I did this time, it seems that even though the lather was light, the slickness was decent, and the performance wasn't bad. So I might try something different for the second pass for that lather, but let me go ahead and get the razor wet. Get one of the cat's hairs on my chin there, I think I did. Okay, pass number 1 with the grain. Here we go. Hoffritz, very, very aggressive razor, so I'm going to use a lighter touch, if I can remember to do that, throughout the shave. Let the razor do most of the work, because it is a fairly heavy razor. It's not a super heavy razor, but it's fairly heavy. So far, so good. Wish me luck, folks. It's Mother's Day weekend here in the United States. I think maybe some other countries have their Mother's Day on the same Sunday that we do. I think Father's Day is different. I mean, it's different in more countries than Mother's Day is, if I remember correctly. I'm going to rinse the razor. Because that's such a light lather, that rinsed very quickly, so I probably will just leave the rinse in the video instead of cutting it out like I sometimes do. Because I was rather heavy-handed in my technique the first time I used this razor, which was off camera. I believe I already had several weepers by now. I don't know if all the German Hoffritz or Hoffritz razors were this aggressive, but this one sure seems to be. This is the only one of these that I own. Rinse again. Yeah, I barely have any lather left on my neck, but that may be, excuse me, whoa. That may be user error on my part. Because I don't know if this soap always dissipates like this, but the way that I grated it and put it in the bowl, maybe that has something to do with it. I think for the second pass, I'll try to do something different with the same soap. But anyway, here we go. Continuing. Really hearing that audio feedback there. Definitely a good razor if I haven't shaved in 2 or 3 days. Oh, excuse me. I think I ate something for breakfast that is disagreeing with me, perhaps. I've got to be careful about that, too. And then yesterday, I think possibly due to low blood sugar, because I do have diabetes, I didn't black out, I didn't pass out and hit the deck, but everything kind of went tilt for me for a little while. And I don't really want to talk about that because it was kind of bizarre and a little scary, I guess. I forget whatever else I was going to say. Oh yeah, I got one of those light plastic bird baths, and I had to put rocks in the pedestal, the hollow pedestal of it, so the thing doesn't blow away in a stiff breeze. And there was half a bag of rocks left over, so I used that to landscape the area around the bird bath and the peonies. I'll be right back for a second pass. That'll be across the grain. Well, I lathered straight off the soap bar, and I even rubbed the soap bar on my face a little bit before I applied the lather to my face, and still getting kind of a thin dissipating lather, but I'm not saying the soap is bad. So far the soap is working okay. Let me go ahead and do the across the grain pass now. And I'm using, with this rather aggressive razor, it's certainly aggressive for my face. I'm trying to use a lighter touch anyway. So possibly I don't need as much protection. Maybe my face doesn't need as much protection. It's hard to say. Okay. Rinse is pretty easy. The lather's dissipating, but I still feel a slickness on my face. Okay, I'll go up here. The little tiny bird bath I was sent last month, which I thought would be a lot bigger. I'm using that for another purpose now. It said that it can be used as a seed tray. So I bought some bird seed that's supposed to attract songbirds, and I put that in that little tiny bird bath that's only about yay high. And then I have that out there on the ground by the larger, more normal size bird bath that I bought recently. The one that I had to ballast with some landscaping rocks. I think they say you can use sand to do that, but the rocks were more expensive than the sand, and the ones left over, about half a bag of them, I was able to use for a little bit of landscaping, or soft scaping as they sometimes call the light work, around the peonies and the bird bath area there. I was hitting this too hard. I could have given myself a weeper there possibly. I gotta remember, easy does it. Okay, I'll go ahead and go over here. It's too bad that soap, excuse me, too bad it dissipates so quickly and so much, because it makes it look like I'm dry shaving now. Yeah, I did give myself actually a little bleeder there. Ooh, that looks worse than it is. Excuse me, and grab a piece of fancy tissue here to kind of wipe that off. I'll hit that with some alum after a bit. That was me being too heavy-handed, and yeah. Okay, I'll be right back for a third pass against the grain. Well, I got a slightly better lather, at least at first, because I rubbed the soap on my face, all over my face and neck. There's a weeper, or bleeder again, that I gave myself. And then I lathered with the brush after stirring up some more suds in the soap that I had grated in the bowl there. But anyway, I think the only thing bad about this shave, really, despite the fact that the soap dissipates, that doesn't seem to be hurting me enough as my own mistakes with a rather aggressive razor. Against the grain, I'll start on my neck this time. I think there's a little flap of skin or something that I sometimes hit, and I may have opened this up again. Darn it. I said I was going to use a lighter touch, and overall I am, but it seems like around certain sensitive spots, I go ahead and use the heavy-handedness that I really should avoid. Yeah, I opened up my Adam's apple, so to speak. Didn't actually cut the jugular or anything, but so sorry for the blood, the bloody shave. Last shave with this razor, I evidently was more careful because I don't think I so much as got a tiny weeper with it. Okay, continuing on then. Yeah, gosh. I think before I do pickups off camera, I'm going to douse these little bleeders with some alum. Try to get them to stop bleeding. It's kind of embarrassing. It doesn't hurt, and I'm not going to bleed out, but still. Well, this isn't really a review channel per se, and this isn't really a channel I would recommend you look to necessarily for shaving advice. This is just a guy using shaving products that he likes. Neither the razor nor the soap are a lost cause, although with my shave I'm kind of making it look like they are. If I remember, I will put a link to the soap maker. He's on Etsy, so I'll put a link to him in the description to this video. If I forget and it's not there, I'm sure to remember later, and I'll put it up on there later. Okay. I'm going to be real careful here. If above the lip doesn't get BBS, that's okay. I already gave myself a weeper. I should probably call this channel Shave More, Talk Less. I'll be right back for pickups. Okay, what time is it, Sarge? It's pickup time. Yay, pickup time, everybody. How about that, Sarge? Say hello to all the nice people out there. Okay, I'll let you go, Sarge. Go ahead. You can go if you want. Or you can stay. I'll leave the door ajar. Well, I knew as soon as I go pick up Sarge, this was going to start dissipating. It's too bad. Nice soap. It's too bad that it dissipates. It may not be the greatest soap in the world, but then the fellow that makes it isn't charging, outrageous prices for it either. It's good for what it's good for. And now I wish I had used a different razor. Because even though I had 2.5 days worth of growth, it doesn't seem to have been the normal 2.5 days worth of growth. Although I was hearing audio feedback and everything, I feel like the whiskers may not have been as bad. I may not have been as woolly as I might normally have been. Perhaps that last shave I had 2.5 days previous was a very, very close one. I don't remember it being like this, where there were a lot of weepers and a couple of bleeders or anything like that. Very embarrassing. So I think I used this razor, maybe it was when I used it off camera, so that you'll never believe me. That might have been when I had the best shave with it, just that one time, and I was taking my time and being very cautious. And you can see the white from the styptic pencil that's starting to come out there, where I tried to attend to some weepers and the bleeders. It seems to have worked better closing up the bleeders than the little weepers. Okay, I'm going to rinse the razor, the brush, the bowl, and my face, and I'll be back with Mr. Towel. Look, everybody, it's Mr. Towel. Oh yeah. A nice, excuse me, what do they call this? Dry down or whatever? Yeah, nice post-shave feeling. A little dry, but not terribly. And plus, I'm going to put on some other emollients here. Yeah, much better, especially since I kind of got those bleeders and weepers under control. somewhat anyway. So I'll put Mr. Towel back where he goes. Excuse me. I'll start a brief recap, and then I'll put the finishing touches on the shave. Okay, well, first of all, off camera, before I started, I prepped my face with Village Barber shaving oil. My razor has been this Hoffritz or Hoffritz two-piece slant razor, very aggressive razor. This one is anyway. And in there on its third use was an Astra green label blade. Okay, my brush has been this Wilkinson Sword boar brush. Not the best brush in the world, but I've had good luck with it, even with like Williams soap and things like that. Excuse me. My bowl was this Captain's Choice, the lighter of the two copper shaving bowls they sell. And my soap has been this Hoffman's Liquorice Delight soap. I love the packaging on that. And yeah, for the most part, the bar dried pretty nicely, so I could put it right back in the pack and it wouldn't make the paperboard package all wet. Okay, let's see. I think I've covered everything up till now, unless you want to know my styptic pencil. Let me get this put together. Has been the Pinot Clubman styptic pencil, which I had to use. So now I'm going to apply some of the Thayers Lavender Witch Hazel, which has no alcohol in it, and has a nice, very light lavender scent. Get that going here. Very pleasant. Yeah, you can just put that all over your face and on your eyelids. Don't want to get it in your eyes, but even though it has no alcohol in it, you still don't want to get it in your eyes. That's real nice. The Thayers Lavender Witch Hazel, which now it says facial toner larger than where it says Witch Hazel on it. Okay, now something I haven't used in a minute, the Family Dollar Spice Aftershave, which is supposed to be comparable to Old Spice, and I guess they don't sell it anymore, but I once had somebody tell me that the scent of this might be closer to the original Old Spice than what Old Spice is selling today, if that makes any sense. So I'll put a little bit on my wrists, up behind my ears, on the temples, back of the neck. Yeah, I'm really feeling the burn, the sting from that, but it kind of feels good. I guess I do have a licorice aftershave that goes with another licorice soap that I have, but I thought correctly, I think that this, being similar to Old Spice, would go nicely with that light licorice scent or medium licorice scent of that soap. So that's the Family Dollar Spice Aftershave, which I'm told they no longer sell, and indeed I haven't seen it at a Family Dollar in some time. Finally, predictably perhaps, I'm going to finish with some of the Star Jelly from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, the PAA Star Jelly, which I really like. I wasn't sure I would, because it was one of those things that I thought it might have come with some hyperbola, because so many gentlemen seem to like it, and so I bought some, and fortunately for me, yeah, I like it a lot. They have something that comes in a similar bottle called Mysterium Serum, which is nice, but and I have some of that, and I use it, but for my money, my opinion, this is much better than the Mysterium Serum. But that's just me. Your mileage may vary, as they say. Your experience may be different with all of these products. I'm going to take off for now. On behalf of myself, Sarge, and Mr. Tal there, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Peace out.